In the wake of delivering the amazing McLaren F1, the organization held up about 2 decades previously. The brand, better known for dashing in Formula One, came back to selling road machines. In that time, the publications that used to cover children's rooms had transformed into telephone backdrops of consistently turning pictures. The vast majority know the name McLaren, yet they don't really recognize what one resembles. Gazing at a printed picture so long that the style lines are polished into memory is a relic of times gone by, we assume. Furthermore, some McLaren dealerships now acknowledge Bitcoin. Take this lovely somewhat blue-green or greenish-blue 70 GT. At an auto pier in Ann Arbor, Michigan, we over and over needed to tell spectators what sort of auto it was. In all actuality, this model cushioned the brand's little purported sports series program in 2017, making it new to most eyes. However, it exhibits an undeniably McLaren outline. The 570 GT gets rid of the differentiating side scoops, flying supports, and short, vertical back glass of the 570's N auto that is generally mechanically indistinguishable, separated from display particular case tuning. A glass rooftop covers the lodge of the GT, and a side-opening glass bring forth changes it into a somewhat more down-to-earth amazing visiting machine. The freight hold under that bring forth isn't as enormous as a Corvette's, however there is sufficient space for a few duffel sacks, and it nearly triples the aggregate payload space of the 570's. Opening the dihedral entryways uncovers a cassetting chrysalis of differentiating cowhide A that 3 times quick. There is a vaporous feel in spite of the tight limits, on account of a hole between the screen for Iris McLaren's infotainment framework and the primary control catches and switches between the seats, and also that straightforward rooftop. The Colin Chapman in us loathes the possibility of a substantial glass rooftop, however it works in the GT to carry the surroundings into the lodge. In addition, as in any McLaren, you sit low and the rooftop eases a portion of the mellow claustrophobia one may feel while exploring the ocean of mammoth trucks and SUVs in which numerous Americans drive. Of the focal-mounted controls, the 2 of most noteworthy concern are for the powertrain and case settings. Ordinary, Sport, and Track are the alternatives for each, however the different changes don't produce results until the point that you discourage the active catch. Securing both sport modes offers sufficient consistency for most energetic driving. Putting the powertrain on normal tends to see the transmission rifle through apparatuses to accomplish semi-respectable efficiency. The EPA gauges 16 mpg in the city. We arrived at the midpoint of however 11 by and large. Like its roadster kin, this hatchback feels invigorated. Electro-hydraulically help directing vibrates with correspondence. Moderately restricted 225/35Z or 19 front tires limit introductory turning exertion, which works as normally as with an unassisted rack. Sadly, when the front pivot capitulates to understeer, the directing exertion doesn't decrease as normally as we'd like, however it's about more or less great a cutting-edge auto. Furthermore, not at all like with the multi-function directing wheels in, say, a Porsche 911 Turbo or a Ferrari California T, there are no wheel-mounted catches to act as a burden. The horn is everything you can control through a McLaren's directing wheel. The 570 GT adhered to our skid pad with 1.02 g of grasp and halted from 70 mph and 154 feet. Neither of those execution measures are especially important. A Chevrolet Corvette Z06 that offers for not as much as a large portion of the cash will leave a 570 on a nation street. These lower supreme braking points make the GT feel more like the world's quickest Mazda Miata than a slower form of the 650s. What's more, that is an awesome thing. Numerous supercars have restraints so high that they are unattainable anyplace however on a circuit, rendering them a bit of exhausting to drive anyplace else. Arranging an entrance ramp at 1.00 g in the 570 GT inspires a little tail sway and a certifiable feeling of energy. Driving a moderate auto quick is constantly more fun than driving a quick auto moderate. Not that any McLaren would ever be named moderate. The 570 GT keeps running from 0 to 60 mph in 3.0 seconds level. At some way or another McLaren figured out how to heat in that ingenuine moderate auto quick sensation. Behind the thin-rimmed controlling wheel is the move paddle. The truth is out, one focal rotating banana. The somewhat lethargic driver could up and downshift with only one side and the correct side, its draw for up and apparatus and push for down, the other way around for the opposite side. At the especially apathetic will simply abandon it in auto. Tap the manual catch on the middle reassure for full control. Revving the motor past 3000 RPM spooks kinder drivers who respond as though they've quite recently heard a rescue vehicle. Send the motor to the 8200 RPM redline, and the twin-turbo, level-wrench 3.8-liter V8 adequately conveys a sudden stunning exhibition battle that'll influence individuals to keep running for cover. Connect with dispatch control, let the lift construct a dash symbol shows when prepared, and discharge the brake for a gap shot. Couple of will ever involvement, graciousness of 562 pull. Only 3.3 seconds after you hit 60, you're going 100 mph. A quarter mile is canvassed in 10.9 seconds. The traps are activated while you're voyaging 133 mph. A Porsche 911 Turbo S is snappier to 60, 100, and through the quarter mile because of the dispatch footing of all-wheel drive, yet getting to 150 mph in 14.0 seconds nets the 570 GT a 0.6 second favorable position. At 3340 pounds, the Little Maca is 223 lighter than the 911 and 151 heavier than the 570s. It isn't exactly as brisk as the last 570s we tried, either. Beside its considerable cost, the GT begins at $200K, add around 10% to get the shading, calfskin, wheels, and carbon fiber trim found in these photographs. The McLaren's greatest negative mark comes in the infotainment division. Abandon your enraptured shades, they will make the screen disjointed. The United Kingdom is famously cloudy, however we question this could have been neglected, particularly since it was tended to with the framework updates to the new 720s. Likewise, the menu structure and controls, especially the guiding segment-mounted tab that works the selectable advanced instrument bunch, are not natural. We're certain we'd get used to these as a proprietor, however it could be off-putting to somebody as of now in directing for outrage administration. The 911 is the highest quality level in the realm of regular games autos. Furthermore, in light of current circumstances, Porsche has been pursuing this objective for over 50 years. While the 911 offers parts with a 718 similarly that an Audi R8 shares switchgear with an A4, the 570 gets up from the 650s, which has since been supplanted by the 720s, and feels significantly more extraordinary. McLaren's present road auto lineup isn't even mature enough to vote, however it has figured out how to make the section-level auto feel similarly as unmistakable as the significantly pricier illustrations.